to make prisoners more docile and subservient. It's 97% of Western Europe has rejected it, yet in America, 60% of the population's water is now fluoridated.
By the way, it's now about 75. The enemy, they will come into a small town and spend, by small town, I saw an example in one Texas town, over 40,000, and they spent $1 million to brainwash the public. I mean, because they love you. They love your teeth. This is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, folks. This is a big deal. Hey, cops who love the system, people that work for the government, FBI agents, it's hurting you too. You can't ignore the facts. I'm sorry, Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, in Germany, especially in Germany, Belgium, places like that in Europe, fluoridation has been rejected because they actually classed it as a violation of fundamental rights. Yet in America, they're pushing towards, as you said, 75% of population's water fluoridated.
Well, let's explain that, though. Again, can the government make you take Valium? Can the government make you smoke marijuana? Can the government make you drink Jack Daniels? Can the government make you take Prozac? Can the government make you take Ritalin? Can the government make you take... no. Well, then why can they put a deadly poison in your water? Go ahead.
Exactly. It's forced medication. And this is why stories like the one we've highlighted here, where it's been put into children's milk, make it so insidious, because the chemical specifically affects development. So any effect it's going to have is going to be amplified.
That's right. It causes leukemia. It causes a bunch of different types of bone cancers. And don't laugh, cops. You got a son? It's even worse in boys. It's double the kill effect on boys it is girls. Google fluoride bone cancer. Do not laugh. Hundreds of mainstream scientific reports. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I highlighted some of them in the article. The bone cancer one was a 2005, well, this is one of them certainly, 2005 study conducted at Harvard Dental Health School, which found that fluoride in tap water directly contributed to bone cancer, specifically in young boys. There's a link to a London Observer article from 2005, which says the new American research suggests that boys exposed to fluoride between the ages of 5 and 10 will suffer an increased rate of osteosarcoma, bone cancer, between the ages of 10 and 19. And that's just one study. There's another study.
Folks, you can love me or hate me and love Steve or hate him, but listen to me. Your family and your health is worth it. Do not roll your eyes. Start getting truly filtered water. That means reverse osmosis or the atmosphere machines or the gravity filters. But then that only gets out about 95%, but it at least reduces it a lot. You need to do distilled. Listen to me. Listen to me. Just because you've done this your whole life doesn't mean you've got to keep doing it. Please. We've seen the statistics. It's worse than smoking. Go ahead.
And it's not just in water, as we've said before. It's also in foods. And perhaps the most horrific example of what it's in is baby formula. It's the powder for babies. It's being added to that, and I was reading at levels of 0.04 to 0.47 milligrams per litre.
Massive.
Which according to studies, it's more likely that children taking that amount are going to suffer dental problems. So it completely, obliterates any...
Well, that's only on the surface. See, the globalists hate it because it deforms and turns the teeth into chalk and puts spots all over them with fluorosis. And so just imagine if it's hurting the teeth, what else it's doing. And by the way, that's at higher levels than the 1 part per million that is devastating. You see, with the children, they soup it up to just wreck their brains. They're just savagely. It's like beating your kid in the head with a baseball bat.
0.47, to put it into context, 0.47 milligrams per litre in this baby powder. The the National Academies of Science Institute of Medicine's Food and Nutrition Board says that infants should not receive more than 0.01 milligrams per litre of fluoride a day. And in some baby formulas, it's going up to 0.4 and higher.
Now, again, the smaller amount's devastating, but they want that lobotomy, and they want it now.
And then when you actually mix the baby formula, you have to add water, and obviously that's got fluoride in it as well, so it's just compounding it. And February 2007, the American Dental Association warned that baby formula containing fluoride mixed with fluoride water is far too excessive and leads to enamel fluorosis. And also the Centers for Disease Control estimated that around 33% of children in America aged 12 to 15 have got mild forms of fluorosis now.
Yeah, and they're also brain-damaged zombies. God, they've devastated us. Can you think of, Steve, a more wicked plan, a more wicked operation? I mean, it's so cold-blooded to do this to children. Think what else they're doing to us, ladies and gentlemen, the GMO food, all of it. I mean, we are in Armageddon right now. We are being devastated right now with military attacks. This is military.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of propaganda to go along with it as well. Recently, Paul wrote an article about a colouring book that was issued by the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, a government agency, which basically promoted fluoride toothpaste and used a character that they called Buddy Brush to push the use of fluoride toothpaste, you know, despite the fact that all these studies are showing it's linked to bone cancer, etc., liver, kidney damage.
They are attacking your children. Stay there, Steve. They are viciously savaging them. They are attacking your children. What are you going to do about it? Infowars.net. Get it right now. Fluoride added to children's milk in schools.
.com.
Way up north. Way up north.
Steve Watson.
To Alaska. Go north.
When you come face to face with something so monstrous, so duplicitous, so orchestrated, I mean, it's a fact.
Big Sam left.
The sodium fluoride is targeting our children. The government's targeting the children with it. The corporations are in league. You look at all these brain-damaged oafs everywhere, and, you know, so many of them have been drinking it so long, they're like, I like the fluoride. I think it's good. I mean, it's a fact the Soviets and the Nazis used it. Our government learned about it from them, put it in the water. And, well, just closing thoughts on this, because now we're not drinking the water, so they're spraying it on crops as a, quote, pesticide. Then it goes right through the membranes of the plants, right into their cell walls. They're putting it in the food. They're putting it in the formula. And you see these mothers, you know, soccer moms, all of them, oh, I give my baby formula. We've caught the UN doing all sorts of stuff to baby formula over and over again. It's just, I can't believe it's going on, and it's just going to get worse, Steve.
Well, I mean, all we can do is keep trying to expose it as best we can. And, you know, focus on just get the information out and focus on the facts that we can present to people, you know. I mean, there's a lot of things we haven't talked about today that people should go and find out in this article that I've written. The other effects that it has, such as, you know, lowering IQ, thyroid problems, liver and kidney damage in young children. I mean, we just got to keep trying to get the facts out and hope that, you know, the tide of information will become too great.
Well, if there was any doubt, Steve Watson, of just how evil these global architects are, these eugenicists, look at it. Look at what they do just with this.
Yeah, I mean, then you've got talking about the milk, you've got all kinds of things in there. We've written about the bovine growth hormones, which also have been directly linked with cancer, and that's been added into milk, so it's just compounded. I mean, we wrote an article about, the article I mentioned before was the propaganda one with Buddy Brush. That also encouraged at the same time as fluoride toothpaste. The other thing it encouraged was milk, drinking milk for children.